this is huge. So I want to play this, and then I want to talk about. So, former high-ranking aide for Governor Kathy Hochul was arrested along with her husband Tuesday because she was arrested for acting as a foreign agent for China, according to a bombshell indictment. The 64-page indictment accuses Linda's son, the picture on the top corner there, Linda's son, who's 41. She was arrested along with her husband, Christopher, for blocking representatives from Taiwan's governor from visiting the New York governor's office. She also skewed public statements by unnamed executive officials who appeared to be Hochul and former Governor Andrew Cuomo towards Chinese-friendly positions. Can you believe this? You can see video footage right now on your screen of FBI agents raiding the home and arresting Sun and Hugh. They also laundered kickbacks she received from the People's Republic of China and the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, to buy 4.1 million Long Island home that FBI agents later raided, the indictment contends. Wow. As alleged, while appearing to serve the people of New York as deputy chief of staff within the New York State Executive Chamber, the defendant and her husband actually worked to further the interests of the Chinese government and the CCP. The pair are scheduled for arraignment Tuesday afternoon in a Brooklyn federal court on charges of violating and conspiring to violate the FARA, otherwise known as the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which is essentially, its purpose is to assure, if you don't know what the FARA Act is, the Foreign Agents Registration Act is a law in the United States that aims to keep the government and the public informed about people or organizations working in the U.S. on behalf of foreign countries, governments, and or political parties. How could this happen? How could here's what I don't understand. How could a governor of New York allow somebody like this to infiltrate her office? This is a state institution, the governor's office, a major administration that oversees millions and millions of people's lives in the state of New York and more. This is really groundbreaking news right here. It speaks volumes about what's happening in a lot of these blue-run states and blue-run cities. And the reason I'm talking about this is because one of the premises of our channel, yes, a lot of people are saying this, Paula, that Hochul has been, and their policies have demonstrated this. Their policies, sanctuary cities, they let illegal migrants who beat up police officers in New York City, they let them off. Crime has skyrocketed. She touted defund the police at the very same token. On the opposite side, she enlisted the National Guard because why? Because people, hardworking, hard-paying, tax-paying New York residents can't even walk down the street, can't take their kids to the park, can't go to restaurants, can't even enjoy the places that they paid taxes for in New York because crime has run absolutely out of control. Governor Hochul, who is a staunch, progressive, radical, extreme Democrat, is at the very apex of this. She is the sole responsible administration for what's happened to New York. Never mind Mayor Eric Adams. And so this is really alarming. Now, the reason that I'm talking about this is I found a video of this individual who got arrested, this Chinese spy. Let me see, I forgot her name again. Linda Sun. So here is a small video. I have to share this with you. I have to share this with you because it's so huge. Here is a video, a very short snippet of Linda Sun touting, you guessed it, dun dun dun, DEI. Can anybody in the comments tell me, what does Nez think of DEI? I wonder if anybody can get this. Can anybody tell me? Yeah, thank you, MG. MG says she tried to hide the fake Chinese police department with Schumer. I mean, is this not, I mean, how, they refuse to pass the SAVE Act. They want to see what happened in the UK and what's happening in Europe. The worst, that's right, didn't earn it. Thank you. Howie, thank you so much. Kat, thank you so much. Linda, Laura, thank you so much. Jim, thank you so much. That's right, didn't earn it. That's exactly right. LAD. They're also lion-ass dogs. That's for sure. That's right, Laura. We got the best bonds in the business. Love you guys. So appreciative of you guys. But what I was really looking for, yes, didn't earn it. What I was really looking for is something I've said many, many times on this channel, because literally one of the very first videos I did that sort of erupted my channel in front of you guys, at least, and kind of put it out there into more eyeballs and earballs, was the video I did on Claudine Gay and Harvard University, which it gives me such unceasing joy to see the university system get exposed for what they've been conning the American public for the last 100 years. Especially the time that I've been there, the last 20 years, more specifically. It gives me unceasing joy to see them get exposed. And that's what's happened to higher ed. That's what's happened, and it's happening more and more. I never thought in a million years there would be a point in my life where I would actually consider telling my kids, don't do it when it comes to college. I never thought in a million years I would ever even think about that. But guess what? When an institution has failed and failed abysmally, when an institution has completely turned its back on the values and principles that it was spurned and created upon, you don't have any other choice. It's just like what you're seeing with what's happening with the Democratic Party. You're seeing the video I posted yesterday and the video I posted of the Democrat activist who'd been a long-time progressive fundraising activist. More and more people are seeing the truth more. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that A, we have the greatest Bill of Rights. A, we have the greatest constitution any republic, any democratic society has, which allows for grassroots media organizations like myself and others to bring the truth out. I really, truly believe we're making a difference. You guys watching, commenting, and liking, you're making a difference. We're going to get our country back thanks to you. Because there is no way you would have seen Claudine Gay resign, Liz Maggio, the University of MIT, Penn, all these university, you would never have seen that. Because the woke mainstream mafia media would never have shown that. Never. Not in a million years. Thanks to Elon Musk, thanks to platform like X, thanks to free speech, thanks to our forefathers, and thanks to our ability to share, and you guys watching, commenting, and liking, we're able to get that out there. I speak from firsthand experience. I know these people. And Kamala is exactly like Claudine Gay. I mean, literally molecule for molecule when it comes to ideologies, principles, policies. They're exactly the same people. I know them. I've worked with them. So Linda Sun, I caught this video. So Yes, DEI didn't earn it, but what the really thing that I wanted you guys, and I know you've heard me say this before, I have called DEI the worst virus that's ever afflicted our society. It is the worst contagion. DEI is a rebuke to meritocracy. DEI functions on the premise of discrimination, period. We need the most qualified person. We need the most qualified applicant. We need the most qualified idea, regardless of race, color of your skin, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or none of that hoopla. DEI literally is the opposite of diversity, equity, inclusion. DEI stands for exclusion. DEI stands for didn't earn it. Now, listen to this. Linda Sun, a Chinese operative, secret agent who was just arrested by the FBI, who was working in, of course, democratically run Governor Kathy Hochul's administration. Check out what she says about DEI.
I think, when people say diversity and inclusion, I think everybody agrees, or most people generally agree that it's a good thing, right? But I think right now we also need to bring in the word equity, right? Diversity is when you say that there's, many different types of people with different backgrounds and they're all, invited to the table. Inclusion is when, we include all of their ideas. But equity is when we make sure that all of the people who are at the table have equal access to making sure that their ideas and their thoughts are heard. And unfortunately, I think some of the statistics that you quoted is that we don't have that much leadership or representation.
Oh, we don't have that much leadership or representation. I mean, this is an abomination. This is an absolute abomination, is what that is. That's exactly what that is. I mean, what we're seeing right now is the byproduct of DEI policies. What we're seeing right now in our universities, what we're seeing right now in quality of service, goods, products, what we're seeing right now in the absolute, abomination called our government, the abomination of what's happening with Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Chuck the Buck Schumer, pushing up Daisy's Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, and the whole lot of them is the byproduct of DEI policies. The reason we've got Ghetto Crockett, AOC, Cori Bush, and Cyclops Booker is because of DEI principles and ideologies. Anybody touting the things that these people would tout, which is literally Marxist communist ideologies, if that was Trump, can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot? Could you imagine if Trump had a Chinese spy working for him? Could you imagine? So these are the products of DEI. That's what this is. These are all the byproducts of DEI. Chinese espionage within the rankings of a high government official. And she's charged with acting as an undisclosed agent for the communist Chinese, the Chinese Communist Party. I mean, in 2024, how does this happen? We've got an election. We've got serious problems that our country is facing right now. We've got an assassination attempt on a president that still has remained unresolved. We still don't know what the hell is going on. We still have no clue. Is anybody being held accountable? What's the investigation uncovering? Who's to blame? Who's in charge? Who's doing what? Who said this? Who said that? Nobody knows anything. They just want us to forget about it. So, I mean, this is getting absolutely out of control. Absolutely out of control. So, you guys remember. So that's a really, really big story, and I'd love to get your thoughts. I'd love to get your comments on this. There's another breaking thing about this story before we go. She was also charged with alien smuggling and money laundering conspiracy. They also said she used her influence to covertly promote the CCP agenda, which directly threatened our country's national security. How is it that Governor Hochul is still in office? If you think Governor Kathy Hochul should resign, give me a yeah in the comments right now. Do you think Governor Kathy Hochul should resign? Let me know what you guys think. And it's the same ideology. Kamala, Hochul, Schumer, Biden, Obama, Clinton. This was the plan all along. This was the plan from the very beginning. This was the plan, you guys. This is what's happening. And it's just, this is not conspiracy. This is literally based on just looking at their actions, looking at the consequences of their policies. That's what this is. I'm not looking at anything else other than the consequences of their policies, period. New York City officials have been, through the city's Department of Homeless Services, they've been offering illegal immigrants credit cards, payments, right? It's been widely confirmed that our border is an absolute mess. You look at the Border Patrol Union, and they have endorsed Trump vehemently, and they have viscerally denounced Biden. They have viscerally denounced Kamala Harris. They've let in 18 plus million illegal migrants into our country, which leads me to our next story. Our next big, this is huge. I mean, this is scary. You guys remember the migrants that took over Aurora, Colorado, the apartment complex and more? Well, guess what? I want to share with you a 911 phone call. This is coming to a city near you, by the way. I want to share with you, this is a 9/11 report of a group of allegedly 32 armed Venezuelans who have taken over an apartment building in Chicago, Illinois. How is this possible in 2024? Somebody please enlighten me. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? I want to share this amazing, hopefully YouTube doesn't take this down, but I don't care. I'm going to share it anyway because people need to know this. People need to see this. This is important. So if you're watching on the replay, let me know if you see this because you might not see this. I give full credit to Raw News Alert. Check this out. Listen to this 911 call. Listen to this.
Unit 10-3, I'm citywide person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive. Caller says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing the building, showing guns in the courtyard, and they have motorcycles in the courtyard as well. All stairwells are filled. Nothing further is unclear. Hey, I'm sorry, are you headed over to the shop better or to the 6124 on King for the migrants?
On King Drive.
All right, 10-4. There's another available unit to arrive at 310. We had multiple calls. First with the gun, 6124 South King. Also came over to disturbance, large gathering. Said to be 32 Venezuelans trespassing in the building property, showing guns in the courtyard. They have motorcycles in the courtway, all stairwells filled. And nothing further.
I mean, that is extremely, extremely scary right there. So they took over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. Residents, I did an entire video of this. If you haven't seen this, it is really, really scary. These are all people who came over Kamala Harris's failed border czar policy, Kamala Harris's failed border patrol, Kamala Harris's failed abysmal attempts She had one task. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans, she had one measly job for 4 years. It's bad enough that you do nothing as VP anyway. It's bad enough that the position of VP, which Theodore Roosevelt, one of the greatest presidents that ever lived, said was political suicide. Anytime the only way that Theodore Roosevelt, who is my favorite president of all time next to Trump, similar situations too. He was shot during a speech and kept speaking. That's how much of a badass TR is. TR said that when he was vice president to McKinley, who McKinley was assassinated in the early part of the 20th century, which allowed Theodore Roosevelt to become president, TR called being a vice president political suicide because it essentially was the least consequential position in politics. So you did nothing for 4 years. You were given one task. You were given one job. And it's bad enough that you were given that job, as borders are, which there's all sorts of proof. All woke media is trying to deny. No. She was never borders czar. She was never borders czar. She was never borders czar. Yes, she was. We have video to prove it. We have records to prove it. We have articles to prove it. We actually have Tombstone Vegetable-in-Chief Biden on the record saying, I have announced that Vice President Kamala Harris will be in charge of the border. There's video footage of this back in 2021, the first couple of months of his term. So it's all BS. Don't let the woke fake mafia media tell you that she wasn't the border czar. She was 1 billion% the border czar, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans. It's bad enough that you were given that job. It's bad enough that you don't do anything as VP. It's bad enough that you only had one task in 4 years. What's even worse than that is not only did you only have one task in 4 years, but you failed miserably at it. Like, not just failed. We're talking failed like a 10th degree black belt of failure. Like, you failed so bad that there's not enough room on the black belt of failures. We had to add another notch. That's how bad it was. Here's the cover of the New York Times. I'm sorry, not the New York Times. Here is the cover of the New York Post. 3 out of 4 arrested in Midtown, a migrant, crime and again. So you've got migrants taking over city after city after city. And I don't understand how anybody with any cognitive ability, if your name isn't Vegetable-in-Chief Biden, and you have even a molecule in your brain that is functioning, I just don't understand how you can support 4 more years of this. This is extremely, I almost want to say, I don't think I've ever been this extreme as a nation. I almost want to say it's treasonous to vote for Kamala Harris at this point. You literally hate the United States of America. You should leave the country ASAP because it is abundantly clear if you vote for 4 more years of this, you hate our country. Literally. I am livid. Migrants flooding NYC's justice system, making up 75% of arrests in Midtown, as sanctuary city laws handcuff cops. Across New York, recently arrived migrants are flooding the criminal justice system at far higher rates than public officials have acknowledged. Police sources shared with the Post a staggering estimate of 75% of the people they've been arresting in Midtown in recent months for crimes like assault, robbery, domestic violence. I have family members that live in New York. I know 3 people who've been attacked in the last 6 months. In parts of Queens, the figure is more than 60%. On any given day, Big Apple criminal court dockets are packed with asylum seekers who have run afoul of the law. The problem is made much worse by sanctuary city laws that mean New York cops aren't allowed to work with ICE on cases in which they believe Suspects are in the country illegally. Additionally, the NYPD says it is barred from tracking the immigration status of offenders. Where the hell are we, ladies and gentlemen? What country are we living in right now? If this doesn't make your chest boil, if this doesn't make your skin crawl, if this doesn't make you want to just jump through the wall and just go down and just, I want to go outside and scream when I read stuff like this. What is happening to our glorious republic? What is happening to the United States of America? Can anybody make sense of this for me? It makes it almost impossible for authorities to get their arms around the problem. Experts and sources on the ground say New York City eliminated a tool to get rid of violent criminals. Jim Quinn, a former prosecutor at the Queens DA office, told the New York Post, the sanctuary city law is pathetic, it's disgusting, it's crazy. And then making matters worse, police sources say word has gotten out that in the shelters about the city's lax bail guidelines, meaning migrants know they're going to get kicked back out on the street quickly after they're nabbed. This is Kamala Harris's America. This is Biden and Harris's America. This is unbelievable. This should make everybody absolutely livid. Absolutely livid. To me, my fellow Americans and ladies and gentlemen, this is unequivocal, indisputable, concrete evidence that the radical left progressive party that is spurned on by people like Pushing Up Daisies Pelosi, Soros, Obama, Clinton, Kamala, Biden, Shifty Schiff, and Gavin Newsom, my glorious state of California, my once beautiful state, tax rates are hiking every single day. We've got the largest illegal invasion, border crossings in the history of the state. We've got the largest exodus of small businesses and residents in the history of the state. We've got the largest inflation in the history of the state. We got the largest skyrocketing crime rates in the history of the state. We got the largest budget deficit, over $75 billion budget deficit, the largest in the history of the state. San Francisco, which was run by Kamala Harris, is a dystopia. Los Angeles, Santa Monica, one of the very first places I ever took my wife out on a date decades ago. You can't even walk down to the Santa Monica Pier. A woman was attacked sunbathing in broad daylight by a homeless person. Shops are boarded up like this is like the middle of a war zone. I dare you to go into a Walgreens, a CVS, a Rite Aid, where you'll see aisle after aisle after aisle of locked up products. We're not talking like, a hyper luxuriant, expensive or what have you. These are it's like deodorant. Deodorant is being locked up. How can you vote for this? How can you want more of this? I genuinely want to know. And don't give me that crappy BS, well, she's not Trump. That's not good enough anymore. It's just not good enough anymore. We've seen what Trump has done. You can't use the same hateful, fear-mongering rhetoric that you used back in 2016. Why? Because he's already been president once. So you can't say he's going to take away your rights. He's going to destroy democracy. He's going to destroy America. He's going to no, he didn't do any of those things. He's already been president. He didn't do any of those things. He never, ever, not once endorsed Project 2025. He never, not once did anything you guys touted in the fake media. Not once. He's already proven to be an exemplary president who's able to negotiate diplomatically with foreign enemies and adversaries alike. Our economy prospered pre-COVID. You could walk down to the park with your kid and not worry about getting robbed, mugged, hijacked, or God knows what else. You can't say she's not Trump. You can't use that excuse. I am saying this boldly, fiercely, and right to your face, hypocrites. And I love everybody. I'm not a fan of, I like to attack ideas, not people, but I am telling you right now, if you vote for 4 more years of this, you are unabashedly anti-American. There's no other way of stating it. There's no other way of categorizing it. How can you want 4 more years of this? This should make everybody livid, mad, upset. I know it does myself. Holy macadamia nut. In some amazing news, I want to show this just on a happy note. I think this is fantastic. How many of you guys know the guy? I have to mute the music, but I have to play this because I know I've been yelling and ranting. I want to kind of end on a high note. How many of you guys know that house or that condo, I guess, in Florida? This guy's getting fined something like $50 to $100 a day by the HOA for putting this amazing banner up on his apartment building or condo building. Check this out. Have you guys seen this before? Tell me this isn't cool. Look at this. Look how cool this is. Look at that. I can't play the music. Otherwise, I'll get copyright. Look at that. It says legend, bulletproof. Look how cool that is. He's getting fined. Look at that. You missed Trump 2024. He's getting fined every single day, something like $50 to $100. This resident in Florida. It is absolutely, I think that's him. Is that him? I wonder if that's him. That might be him. Look how cool that is. Is that not cool, you guys? I don't care what the polls are saying, everybody. I don't care what you see on woke, fake mainstream media. There is an uprising. There is a movement that cannot be stopped. But I've said this many, many times. I don't care what the polls say. I'm going to work like it's 30 seconds left on the clock. We're down by 6, and we need to come up big. I'm going to work 100x harder. I think everybody needs to remain vigilant. Yeah, I want to interview this guy. If anybody knows who this guy is, say Nez wants to interview you. If you can find this guy for me, this is like one of the most brilliant, patriotic things I've ever seen. Like I've ever seen. I absolutely love this. Tell me that is not glorious. Tell me that is not amazing. I think that's absolutely amazing. So, did you guys hear what Mike Pence did? How many people heard what Mike Pence did? Anybody? I love that. So if anybody can find me that guy, I absolutely love that. I have to share this because, again, this is the truth. This happened today. Mike Pence, on whether or not he's going to endorse Donald Trump. Let's take a listen to this. If you guys saw this, let me know.
It's no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year. Look, I'm incredibly proud of the record of our administration. It was a conservative record that made America more prosperous, more secure, and saw conservatives appointed to our course in a more peaceful world. But that being said, during my presidential campaign, I made it clear that there were profound differences.
I mean, how can you? So, Ivan, it's great to see you. Ivan Popovich, it's fantastic to see you. Yeah, supposedly the HOA, she's talking about the prior video before this. Supposedly the HOA is saying that that's, you're not allowed to post something. I mean, I have an HOA too in my community. And I've never read the HOA docs, never, but I know that there's so we wanted to paint our house. Most of you guys know this too. We wanted to paint our house a year ago. And we did paint our house, but there's so many stipulations, and it has to be this. It has to be this tint and this tinge and this color and this trim, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you think you own your house. You don't really own the HOA. If you really want to know the truth, the HOA owns your house. You don't own your house. So obviously the HOA, they probably maybe came up with a fake stipulation. Who knows? Yeah, it's a shame because what that guy is doing in Florida is brilliant, and I support him 100%, and I want to talk to him. So if anybody can tell me how to find that guy, or if anybody knows that guy, or if you happen to be watching, because everybody who's a patriot watches this show, I know you do, and I love you. I love you guys to death. I want you on the show. I want to talk to you because I think that you're brilliant, and I think you're doing something bigger than yourself. You guys, before I talk about the traitor of Mike Pence, please, please heed this. I have received, I'm not looking for a pat on the back, I have received such vitriol from family, former friends, from former clients, business associates, neighbors, you name it. Nez, what are you doing? Nez, what are you doing? You're ranting and raving like some right-wing nut job. I don't care what they say, because I truly feel I'm doing something bigger than me. I truly feel I am following my divine purpose. I truly feel that I've never been more inflamed with purpose than I am right now in my life. Sharing, doing my due diligence, qualitative and quantitative research, making sure, as Esty said, when she does her impression of Kamala Harris, we expose these anti-American hypocrites. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I don't feel that I would be an honorable father, husband, American, somebody who loves his country more than anybody I know. I love this country. I love my red, white, and blue. I love the framers. And by the way, I consider myself a constitutional centrist. I'm not right or left. I mean, if wanting a secure border, wanting a decent economic plan, getting out of foreign wars, actually, prosecuting people who commit crimes, preventing young kids before the age of consent of taking a life-altering puberty blockers when we don't know what the long-term healthcare ramifications are. If that makes me a right-wing nut job, then go ahead, call me that. To me, that just is common sense. To me, that's just common sense. But my point is, just like that guy who's getting fined every single day, sometimes you just gotta commit to doing something that's bigger than you, that does not involve you directly necessarily, or is not benefiting you directly necessarily. Like I said, I've lost a lot of followers on my social media. I've lost a lot of business associates. I've lost a lot of friends online. I mean, I don't know if you could really call them friends. I was raised in a country where if you disagree with somebody politically, you could still be friends with them. I was raised in America where difference of opinion was wholly American. Even if you vehemently disagree with somebody, that was wholly American. And to not, again, I don't attack people, I attack ideas. Okay? And so I don't ever shower or allow someone to make me feel hate for them, which hate is poison. It's poison for your soul. But I love my country. I bleed red, white, and blue. The flames of our Constitution, the power of this beautiful republic courses through my veins like a locomotive. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we sustain, retain, and keep our country strong, not just for me, not just for my kids, not just for my grandkids, not just for my great-great-grandkids. I want this republic to flourish for trillions of centuries, not just centuries, not just the next 100 years, not just the next 200 years, trillions of centuries. And I feel I am doing something that God has divined for me to do. I feel it in my heart. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't care. I've never been more purposeful or felt more purposeful in my entire life. And with your support, we're going to make this happen. I truly feel we're all making a difference. I mean that in my heart. Why I think Mike Pence is an absolute buffoon here. This idea that I can in good conscience, like it's some sort of moral high ground. This idea is so preposterous. It's so anti-American. It's very, very traitorous in nature because you only have two choices on the ballot, Mike. You can't sit this one out. The consequences and the stakes are just too high, my brother. And I'm hoping you're going to turn it around. I'm hoping, you know what I really think is happening? I really think he's just saying this for the cameras. He's going to vote for Trump because he just can't. There's no way in a million years he's voting for Kamala. But if he abstains, it's just as bad as voting for Kamala. And so we absolutely, need him to understand that what you're saying publicly is you're literally, it's anti-American because it's not only that, it's devoid of thinking. It's a shortcut to thinking, Mike. There's only two options. Okay, the stakes are too high. Yeah, you had your differences, but you just said live on camera, you just said live on TV that you stand by all the great policies that you guys enacted. You stand by how the country flourished under your administration. So yeah, maybe you disagreed with him, maybe you had an argument, maybe you don't like him personally, but you should be doing this for your country, Mike. So I think that's pretty ridiculous what Mike Pence just said. He says he will not endorse. He says he will not endorse Donald Trump in good conscience, whatever the hell that means. And so, yeah, I just think that video is so cool. So we need to stop with the act. We need to stop with the charade, and we need to get down to business. Our country is being invaded. We've got Chinese spies working for these DEI psyops. That's what these are. These are like DEI psyop operations done by foreign agents who are working under Democratic administrators who have the power to pull the levers on millions and millions of Americans. And now you want to give that to Kamala? I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Letting in millions and millions of illegals? Look, here's the thing. What they keep saying on woke media and mainstream media is a 100% lie. They keep saying that Trump is Islamophobic. Trump is anti-immigrant. Trump wants to close the border. Trump wants there to be white supremacy only. He doesn't like black and brown people. I mean, this stuff is absurd. It's absurd because he has gone on the record time and time again, which I completely support. He is for immigration. There's a difference. Legal immigration. Legal. My parents immigrated to this beautiful, glorious country in the early 70s. My brother and I were born, made, and bred in America. Their process for becoming legal, these were PhDs. My parents had to work. They had to prove and earn their citizenship. They had to contribute to society. They had to earn their legal status. What's happening now is they've completely eliminated. There isn't even a screening process. They're just letting them, like a deluge, just pour in. And they're committing crime after crime after crime. If you're just joining us, rewind it. We covered all of this stuff. They're taking over apartment complexes. They're literally taking over cities in Aurora, Colorado. Now they're headed towards Chicago. They're coming to a city near you. These are not people looking for the promised land. These are not families looking for a better life. I 100% agree with you, JC. I agree with this statement. I'm telling you guys right now, if you trust my ethos and credibility at all this BS that he's anti-brown people, he's anti-this people, he's it's a bunch of capital BS. I'm telling you something. Now, I've never met Trump, okay? And I'll go on the record and say there's a lot of things I'm not good at, okay? But when it comes to this, I am capital P the best. When it comes to reading people, I am the best in the business, okay? I have not gotten this successful without these skill sets. Now, I am going on the record and saying, trust me, I'm not trying to be a narcissist here. There's a lot of things I'm bad at, okay? I have to hire people to basically put in light bulbs. I'm not one of those handy dudes, okay? I mean, I'm not that bad, but I'm pretty close. So there's a lot of things I'm bad at. But when it comes to understanding Aristotle's principles of rhetoric: ethos, pathos, logos, audience, purpose, message, communications, understanding the dynamics of that and how humanism fits into that. There's nobody better than me. There's nobody. So I'm telling you right now, if you trust me at all, if you've been with me for a while, if you're new here, if you're a liberal, if you're an anti-American, or maybe you're just completely fed up with both parties, I'm telling you right now, this statement right here by JC is 1,000,000,000% true. She says, I know it's unpopular, but white and black Americans need to put their differences aside and come together. This is sad. United we stand, Trump 2024. 100%. Thank you, JC. And I am telling you right now, I'm looking you in the eye right now. Brother Trump does not even come close. He is not even in the vicinity, let alone the ballpark, of disliking or hating on people of color. Not even close. Like, not even close. He doesn't. Like -1,000,000,000%. If anything, you look at the actual results, look at the consequences, look at the byproducts of his policies. If anything, he loves them more than the hypocrites. He loves them more than the hypocrites. You look at the numbers, you look at the jobs, you look at the economy, you look at per capita, you look at wages. There is, without a question, Trump has done more for marginalized minorities, okay, than any president in a very, very long time. And by the way, have you paid attention at all? Have you paid attention at all? They keep blaming Trump. How many times did they say Trump at the DNC? Can somebody let me know in the comments? How many times did they mention Trump at the Democratic National Convention? Over 300 times. I know that. Is there an exact number? Somebody let me know. You guys have controlled the government for 12 of the last 16 years. You keep saying a new way forward. A new way forward from what? You were the previous way. You were the way that warrants a new way forward. Make it make sense. On the first day of office, I'm going to fix everything that I destroyed. That's the very first time I tried an impression. I was basically basing it on Esty. Esty's the GOAT. I mean, Esty is the GOAT. How can you say a new way forward when it was your policies that got us here? How does that make sense? Over 400 times? Okay, I'm looking in the comments. Somebody said 42,000. You know how many times the border was mentioned? Less than 10. You know how many times inflation was mentioned? Less than 5. You know how much crime was mentioned? You know how much law and order was mentioned? Less than 5. You know how much gas prices was mentioned? Less than 6. You know how much utility costs, price of groceries was mentioned? Less than 10. But they mentioned Trump hundreds and hundreds of times. You guys have had control of this thing for 12 of the last 16 years. And by the way, I don't know about you, but the 4 years that Trump was there, I tell you what, I could buy a lot more gas. I could buy a lot more groceries. I could take my kids out to dinner. I could go on vacation a lot more than I do now. I didn't have to cancel all these subscriptions to all these streaming platforms like I did recently. I literally just did not that long ago. I canceled a bunch of subscriptions. Everybody has to cut back while you give away all of our money to forever wars overseas, to a known criminal Zelensky, hundreds and billions of dollars of our money. You had a disastrous abandonment of Afghanistan. Did you guys see them parading through the streets with all of our tax-paying vehicles, tanks, Blackhawks, guns, machines? I mean, did you see that? Literally taunted. By the way, those are all paid for by us. Those are our tanks. Those are our Blackhawks. And they had a parade in the street, the Afghanis. The Taliban now run Afghanistan. Sharia law now is being enforced in Afghanistan. You want to give illegal, criminal, cartel, thug, gangsters thousands and thousands of dollars in credit cards and food stamps while veterans have to sleep on the street? You want to give them free health care? You want to give them $150,000 free for a down payment on a home? And you want to accelerate their pathway to citizenship? Not on my watch, hypocrites. How dare you? That is an insult to every hard, not only is it a major insult to our veterans who can't get a pot to piss in. What about the people? What's the point of working? I mean, seriously, what is the point of working anymore? Can somebody tell me what the point is? Why am I going to my job every day? Why am I paying taxes? What's the point of working anymore? Somebody tell me. Somebody in the comments, please. I'm dead serious. Somebody tell me what's the point of working anymore? This is insanity, y'all. This is insanity. You cannot vote for these people and say that you're pro-America. You cannot vote for these people and say that it's based on policy, because she doesn't have any. Go to her website right now. She doesn't have one policy. I dare you, go to her website right now. She does not have one single policy. Can somebody tell me? Not one. Not one single policy. I can't show this, but something new just popped up. Violent illegal alien gangs taking over American cities. A group of Venezuelans beat a helpless man in Dallas as gunshots are fired off in the background. This is Kamala's America. That's Kamala's America. Laken Riley and God knows how many other Americans. The trafficking that's been going on. It's absolute insanity. So I love, you ask Flash. Flash fam is here. It's good to see you, Flash. Flash Pan is in. It's good to see you, Flash. Not at all. How to destroy America is her only policy. He's known me for a very long time. You ask Flash. Flash has been with me for years. He's an amazing live streamer himself, by the way. You ask Flash. I'm the most easygoing, lovable teddy bear dude you'll ever meet. But I'm sick to my stomach. What kind of a father would I be? What kind of a patriot would I be? What kind of husband would I be if I just sat back and said, oh, well, I don't know, whatever. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk politics. I can't in good conscience, to use Mike Pence's words. So I'm the most lovable dude you'll ever meet. I'm the most easygoing dude you'll ever meet, okay? But I'm telling you right now, you have to be able to justify more. If you want 4 more years of this, you got to tell me why. And it can't be because she's not Trump. That won't work anymore. I genuinely want to hear from you. Liberals, Democrats, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Why are you voting for 4 more years of this? Why are you voting for open borders? Why are you voting for a devastated economy? Why are you voting for all of our money going over to forever wars? Why are you voting for trans woke ideologies and giving poor children before the age of consent life-altering surgeries and medications without knowing what the long-term healthcare ramifications are? Why are you voting to defund the police? Why are you voting for anarchy? Why are you voting to let all of this happen? Why are you voting for gas prices, grocery prices, utility prices to skyrocket? Why are you voting for crime taking over every city? Where I can't even take my kid, I can't even walk my dog to the park without carrying pepper spray or my GUN concealed. You have to justify this. I am calling you out, liberals. I am calling you out, Democrats. You need to let me know. And it cannot be she's not Trump. Okay, let me get to the amazing super chats and new members. This is so awesome. Holy macadamia nut. Well, of course, we've got Jim Barron, who is our main mod with Laura Tilford and others. Great to see you, JB. JB in the house. I love you. Gifted 1 membership. You rock. JB, I'm nothing without you, man. I'm so happy you're here. I love what we've done. We've did a little housekeeping recently. And boy, things have just felt more fresh, more free, more alive. I love it. I'm so happy. And JB, you're a huge part of that. Thank you. John Kamen, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You rock, John. I really appreciate that. CK Chuck Kreiner. Hey, Chucky, I love you, buddy. I'm so happy to have you back, Chuck. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. He's another member of, this is a fact, by the way, the greatest mods in the business are the mods of Nez Nation Live. These are the greatest mods you'll ever see. Not only I say that, but I've had other channels, I've had comments, I've had other people say, my God, Nez, you have the best mods in the business. I know, I'm very lucky. I love you guys. Rebecca, thank you so much. Love from Israel. Thank you so much, Rebecca. L'chaim. Thank you, Rebecca. Will Crump in the house. She should resign. She should be charged as well. Thank you so much, Will, for the $2 super chat. Thank you again, Rebecca. Oh, that's awesome. Rebecca again from Israel. I think a trial for treason is more appropriate. I agree. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's awesome to have you. Thank you. God bless you. And I hope you guys, if you're actually watching or it seems like you are, I could be wrong, much God bless you and sending you prayers, hoping that you guys are safe and all the chaos resolves quickly. Seriously mean that sincerely. JB in the house. JB, you're a legend. You're a myth. I love you, JB. You're fantastic. Dory, welcome to being a new member now. Make sure that you sign up for our Discord, which is for members only. Our Discord is the most thriving, engaging, amazing Discord on planet Earth. I'm in there a lot. All our mods are in there. All our members are. It's for members only. So get Laura's Discord link, her profile link, and she'll share it with you. And then you can, once you set up a Discord, or if you already have one, then she'll send you the link to join the Discord, okay? Will Crump in the house. Will Crump. Thank you so much, Will Crump, for the $2 super chat. Won't endorse, says nothing of how he'll vote. Yeah, Pence is a giant pussy. That's what I call Pence. Thank you, Will. Okay, Wendy, I'm getting to your question now. Wendy has a question. Hey, Peter Ortiz in the house. Good to see you, Peter. Always good to see you, Peter. Here's a thought. What if Biden leaves and pushing Kamala into 47, then she calls off the election? No, she won't do that. She can't do that. No, impossible. That would literally be the start of the Civil War. Civil War Part 2. And it would be the ugliest civil war you've ever seen. So she would never do that, Wendy. That's nothing to worry about. First of all, the reason that she won't do that is because she's not calling the shots. She has absolutely nothing to do with anything, just like Biden's not calling the shots. It's very clear that the Obama, Clinton, Soros, Holly Weirdo, mega donor coalition, they're running the shots. I mean, don't you find it odd or coincidental or more than coincidental that as soon as George Clooney ran the op-ed piece, which was authored and probably written by Obama, or at least double-checked for sure, I am willing to bet my entire house Obama read that before he published it, 100%. And he had probably serious input as to the editorial of that, okay? It's more than clear. I mean, it was more than coincidental. After that published op-ed piece, it was within hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, a week, maybe at most. I can't remember. That Biden stepped down in that really odd, nebulous, strange letter that he posted on X. By the way, share my profile on X, somebody, please, one of the mods. Follow me on X. I'm almost at 10,000 followers. And I post a lot of stuff on X that I can't post anywhere else. It's literally one of the last bastions of free speech in the digital ecosystem. So make sure you follow me on X, please. So yeah, Wendy, don't worry about that. If she was in control, I would worry about that. But she's not in. Thank you, Laura. She's not in control. She doesn't run the shots. She doesn't do anything. She's a total 100% complete puppet. Peter Ortiz, what's up, brother? So good to see you, Peter Ortiz. No matter what people say, he's my hermano. You're my hermano, Peter. No matter what people say, prep for the worst. So I would say this, Peter. I love that comment. And thank you, Peter, for gifting 5 new memberships. Wow! Peter Ortiz, the legend, the myth. I love it. Peter Ortiz, I would say this. Prep for, I'm an eternal optimist. Maybe even if I don't, if it's not warranted, I'm an eternal optimist. Okay. I don't want anybody paying attention. Look, there's no shadow of a doubt that Trump should win. But I'm saying it has to be bigger than too big to rig. It has to be impossible to rig. He needs a landslide or we're doomed. Because if it's close, they're going to contest it. If it's anywhere near to close, they're going to cheat. Okay. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to work 100x harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. I've been researching so methodically, diligently, qualitative and quantitative research. I mean, I'm publishing more videos than I ever have in the history of my career. I've gone live more than I ever have in the history of my career because I'm going to fight. And you're going to see an output from me in this channel like you've never seen before because I'm going to work 100x harder. And I'm not going to relax until he gets inaugurated because that's the only way that he's our last hope. Why do you think I put this thumbnail? He is genuinely our last hope. This is the reason why I put that thumbnail there. He is genuinely our last hope. Okay. And so I'm going to work 100x harder to make sure that he gets inaugurated because this is our last hope, folks. It's literally our last hope. Thank you so much to David Wiesner. I hope I'm saying that right. David, great to have you here. $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Fellow patriot. Peter Ortiz, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Enjoyed my coffee and my new Nez mug. You got it. Fantastic. So Peter Ortiz was not only one of the winners in our live stream giveaway, which I'm telling you right now, I mean, if that doesn't make you want to be a member, I don't know what does. It only costs you a cup of coffee a month, for crying out loud. I mean, you spend more than that in the first 30 seconds of your day. Peter Ortiz has done such an amazing job of gifting and just contributing and his super chats and his commentary and his thoughts. I know your comments get a lot of likes too, Peter Ortiz. He's also a moderator here. I wanted to send you some stuff, and I'm so glad you actually got that. Do me a favor, Peter. Please post pictures of you maybe drinking from the mug or wearing the shirt or something. Post some of those pictures in the Discord. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Or just email them to me, and I'll post them in the Discord if you're not a part of the Discord. Bernie Cifoletti. Hey, Bernie, what am I, a paisano? How about a little pasta fazool? How about a little spaghetti with clam sauce over here? Bernie, you're killing me over here. Bernie's an awesome longtime viewer. I love you, Bernie. Prego, bravo. Bernie says, I hope Michaela Montgomery will be on your show. You know what? I would love to have her on my show. And I believe I sent her a message on X. But if anybody has an in with Michaela, my focus right now. If anybody knows Michaela and can get me an in, please make sure you have her reach out to me on X because I would love to have her on the show. She is an absolute pistol, and she's so smart, so intelligent, such a patriot. I love Michaela, and I'm glad you do too, Bernie. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. So I apologize for the terrible Italian accent. Just having fun. Wendy, you're back. Thank you so much, Wendy, for the $10. I love your profile picture, by the way. Wendy, thank you so much. God bless you, Wendy, and your family. They have done everything they can to get rid of Trump. Obama, who was running the show, could have Kamala call off the election after being pushed in. I just feel it. I really don't think that's going to happen. You're absolutely right to kind of hypothesize that, but I really don't think that we have to worry about that. I mean, that would cause such an uproar. It is literally, you're basically, I mean, this is the party that says democracy's on the ballot. They've already circumvented democracy by bypassing the voters and just installing a puppet, Kamala. But that would literally be them uprooting democracy if they somehow called off the election. Now, Raskin, ratty rat Raskin. Oh, he's such a rat. He's such a dirty Weasley. just muddy ratty rat. I can't stand his toupee is literally made from roadkill. Ratty Raskin has gone on the record and say that he would potentially, with his cohorts, his hippocrats, he could potentially enact the I can't remember if it's the 14th Amendment. I'm not sure. Basically doing what they thought Trump was trying to do on January 6th, which was not certify the election. So if Trump wins, they're going to have a plan B, C, D, E. But again, a lot of these guys are going to be thinking of the future. It's not like if Kamala loses, I mean, she should be sent packing and gone for good from politics. But when you're a ruthless, power hungry, I combine two words, power monger and hunger, power mongery. I like that. When you're a ruthless, power hungry, warmongering, narcissistic megalomaniac like Kamala Harris is, she's still young. I mean, she's only 59, 60. I don't know how old she is. She's still young. She could run again. She could run again. God forbid she wins, but she could run again. So if they did anything, if Trump wins, and I say if, he should, but I'm not going to jinx it. A lot of these channels, I see a lot of these streamers, they say, Trump's going to win. Don't worry, Trump's going to win. Like, what are you guys doing? Relax. As Kobe said, job not finished. Don't celebrate premature. Don't spike the football when we still got a minute left in the fourth quarter and we're only up by 3. No, don't spike the football. Okay? Especially when these ruthless hypocrites are involved. They know that if they did anything like that, that would haunt their careers for the rest of their lives. And so Biden's done. I mean, Biden's gone. He's going to go ripen and rot and he's finished. But Kamala has a future. Newsom has a future. All these senators and congressmen, they only care about one thing, getting reelected. So they're not going to smear that by, ruining their chances for upcoming, because all they care about, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. All they care about is upcoming elections, which is why they want to go after Trump so much, is because he doesn't care about all that stuff. He doesn't care about the political, navigating that political hierarchy. No, he doesn't care. He's like, I don't care about that. I'm not worried about that. This is my legacy. This is my last hurrah, and I'm going to do the right thing. And he's proven that. He's proven these hypocrites to be utter hypocrites, because everything that they said he was going to do in 2016 didn't come true. Not even close. The exact opposite. So everything that he's going to do in 2025 and beyond, it's going to be beautiful. I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about I just feel it, Wendy? I feel it in my bones. Everybody's going to prosper. I mean, everybody. Everybody is going to prosper in 2024 if Trump wins. I'm telling you right now, all of you, your wallets are going to be fatter. You're going to feel more safe. Our border is going to be closed. Your taxes aren't going to be insane. Your utilities bill isn't going to be insane. Gas prices are going to go down. Businesses are going to thrive. The free enterprise, free market is going to thrive. Police are going to actually be able to do their job. Prosecutors are going to actually be able to put people behind bars who do terrible things to American citizens. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I'm telling you right now, watch what happens. I mean, we did it before. Excuse me. We did it before. I'm still working on my Trump, but I love trying. I love you guys. I love you, Nez Nation. So if you haven't yet, please tap that thumbs up. Also, in the pinned comment, it's free. It takes you a second. Just do it right now. In the pinned comment, huge. It's going to be huge. China. I kind of just want him to get elected again, so he'll say China. No, I'm kidding. I want him again because we need our country back. Our free newsletters in the pinned comment. It's also in the show notes and in the description. So I implore you, I beseech you, that is your best way to be in the know. Who knows? I mean, YouTube might delete my channel tomorrow. You never know. God forbid, knock on wood. So sign up for our free newsletter because it's kind of like your insurance policy. It's your guarantee to always be in the know. so you don't miss out. So sign up for that. It's free. All you got to do is just click on that link, the option free newsletter, click on that, give us your best email, and boom, you're in. I don't spam. I don't share your email with anybody. That's not the Nez Nation way. If you trust me, which I know most of you do, that's the best way to always be notified. I love you guys. Share this out. Tap the thumbs up. And let me know if you're watching this on the replay. Let me know where you're joining me from. And please, please, please stay tuned, because I am never going to quit. We got to get our country back. And this is the best way to do it. I think media is the best way to spread the truth, to spread your patriotism. Violence is not the answer, and I'm never going to stop. I love you guys more than you'll ever know. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right now. And as always, may God bless you, and may